Good morning, Titans. Today is Friday, February 5th, and you're watching Cen10 News. I'm Mark Capizera.
And I'm Alyssa Harmon. Did you know that the school times are changing next year?
Not really, but Cody has more with Dr. Lyons about the time changes.
Hello, Titans. This is Cody Cobb with Cen10 News. With all the new changes this school year, we will also be having a new bell schedule. This will add 5 more minutes to our school day and give us a few extra holidays throughout the year. The state of Texas passed a new law requiring students to go to school for a minimum minutes rather than days. I talked to Superintendent Lyons about the upcoming changes.
The last legislative session down in Austin, they passed a new law that defined school years in Texas as being 75,600 minutes long. And this was a radical shift in the way that we've always looked at the school year. It turns out that our high schools and middle schools were fine with the number of minutes of instruction, but actually our elementary schools didn't have enough minutes to meet this new law. And so we had to add 10 minutes to the elementary school day. And in doing so, it also allowed us to kind of play with the calendar itself and change some of the days that we are in school and some that we're not. I pushed that pretty hard to have the first day back from the winter break be a day of teacher planning and be a non-student day. And there's many districts in the area that do that. And so what happens there is, instead of the last day of the winter break for our teachers being this scramble day where they're getting ready for instruction that hits the very next day, what can happen now is, as you guys, the students, are enjoying a day off, our teachers can come back into the buildings, get their classrooms back up and running, do the planning, have a brief faculty meeting where they can kind of talk about the new year, and then get things started. And I've always believed that's the way that it should look, and we've achieved that with this calendar. You guys get another day off, which is the good thing. We've always struggled with the time. And so, for instance, you as a student have probably experienced your teacher out, and the word is that they're off doing some kind of training. What we hope to do with this new emphasis on staff development is reduce the number of days that our teachers are actually out of the classroom doing staff development by putting more days at the beginning of the year. For students, it's 3 less school days. Yeah. So when you think about that 5 minutes more, there's a payoff there.
This has been Cody Cobb with Cen10 News.
It's that time of year again when you're just roped into buying more than just 2 boxes of Girl Scout cookies.
Of course, how can you deny those cute faces?
Well, no one can, but there is more behind this genius marketing ploy. Aaliyah has more.
We all await that time of year for Girl Scout cookies, and it's finally here, but we seldom realize the hard work that goes into these cookie sales. Each individual girl aims to meet her own personal goal, and the money the troops earn as a whole requires the hard work of each individual. These girls learn money marketing skills, people skills, and business ethics. I asked Girl Scouts around the local area more on what these skills mean to them.
There's 5 different essential skills that selling Girl Scout cookies helps Girl Scouts build, and those are goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, and business ethics. Goal setting is all about like setting goals for how many cookies you're going to sell, or goals for like how many like cookies you're going, or what you're raising money for. And then decision making is like deciding how many booths you're going to sell, or how many cookies you're going to try to sell door to door, or and that kind of stuff. Money management is we have to make sure we have the right amount of money, and we are able to count out the correct amount of change and do the mathematics very quickly. And for the past 2 years, I've been, actually for the past, like ever since I started Girl Scouts basically, I've been the top cookie seller in my troop, and this is my 2nd troop.
My favorite part is advertising it, because me and my sister, we did a family booth. We came up with like all these cheers.
This year we're saving up money so we can go to the diamond mines in Arkansas, and there we're going to be learning a lot about gems and rocks. I like being in a group and selling cookies because different people in our troop have like different strength and stuff, and like some people like Lindsay, she likes to talk a lot. So like she's really good when it comes to like asking people like if they want to buy Girl Scout cookies. And then like some other people are like really good with money, so they're good like giving back change. So like so like everyone has their different strengths. So I think it kind of helps.
3.
Girl
Scout cookies are awesome. Buy
them
some.
from Troop 6796.
This has been Aaliyah McAhillis with Cen10 News.
The ACDAC teams competed at regional tournament at Lone Star last weekend. The teams won silver and qualified for state finals.
All students medaled, including Alex Kim and Shenmu Kenagaraj, who won silver for Team Super Quiz and overall team.
For individual awards, Kyle Grabfelder medaled in economics, Jason Zhu in math, Annalise Gray in speech and interview, Johnny Hernandez in math, science, and social studies.
Jaya Pulapaka medaled in science, music, interview, and economics. Hunter Free medaled in science, literature, and art, and economics. And finally, Cleo Medina medaled in speech, literature, music, social studies, economics, science, and art and interview.
The team is now ranked 4th in the state of Texas and will compete for medals and scholarships at state later this month. Now here's Brody with sports.
Hey Centennial, I am Brody Williams with your Titan Sports Update. Last Friday, the boys varsity soccer faced up against the Colony and won 4-0. The girls varsity soccer team also beat the Colony 2-0. The varsity basketball teams both played Wakeland last Friday and Liberty on Tuesday. The boys beat Wakeland 54-50 in a very close game, but lost against Liberty 34-53. The girls lost to Wakeland 57-47 and beat Liberty 74-33 in a crushing victory. Please be sure to congratulate Nick Fogel and Harrison Castor on advancing to region in swimming and diving. There are a lot of benefits of playing sports and staying active, but there is also some benefits of watching sports. I talked to Mr. Chamberlain about how soccer saved his life.
So this is 2006, and I'm a huge soccer fan. I've played soccer for 24 years of my life. You know, I'd watched the Germany game and had gone to the movies with my friends, and then I had set my alarm for 5:30 in the morning, Saturday, because England was playing. And if you're a big soccer fan, England, you don't miss an England game, even though it was at 6 in the morning. So I set my alarm for 5:30. And when I set my alarm, you know, I could tell right off the bat, you know, my stomach really hurt. I found out I was internally bleeding. And so I drive to the hospital, which was a couple of miles away. And even in the lobby, you know, I'm just begging for them to put the soccer game on the TV in the lobby while I wait there, and I'm sitting and bleeding. And they roll me into X-ray, and I have this emergency surgery, and had, you know, they had to go through my small intestine because apparently what had happened, it's called Meckel's diverticulitis, and it affects 2% of the population. And it's where your small intestine twists and then bursts. And this happened to me. They said it either happened the night before, or they said it could have happened 4 or 5 days before that. And I just never knew. Because they asked if I was tired, and I said, I'm a college student. You know, you're always tired. So they go through the surgery, they cut off 6 inches of my small intestine. And the surgeon, after the surgery, and I'm sitting in the room, he asked, he said, you're a college kid. Not a lot of college kids are up at 5:30 in the morning on a Saturday. Why were you up? And I said, England was playing. You got to watch England. John Terry, David Beckham, all these great players. And he said, well, if you didn't set your alarm, if you were your typical college kid that slept in till 10 or 11 that day, you wouldn't be around. You would have bled out and you would have died. And so what's so cool about soccer, not only have I loved playing it for all these years of my life, but I can literally say that soccer saved my life, because if I didn't watch that England game, there'd be no Mr. Chamberlain and somebody else would be in here instead.
While we're talking about sports, do you know what's coming up?
Of course, the Super Bowl. Although I could explain it myself, I'll let Emma do it this time.
The Super Bowl is this Sunday, and most are anticipating the huge matchup between Manning and Newton. If you're planning on throwing a party to make this game even bigger, I found some ways to make your Super Bowl party one of the best. For your party, you need to have snacks that will please everyone. In order to make this happen, consider who your guests are and buy things according to their dislikes and likes. You can always look to Pinterest for cute and simple snack ideas if you're looking to go artsy for the game. But also, don't feel that you need to spend $100 on food. Simply get the generic chips and soda, and if you want, dump them into bowls so that people won't be subject to taste the difference between Lay's and the Tom Thumb brand. To make the atmosphere Super Bowl ready, buy some decorations, such as banners and decor in the team's colors. Also, make a pregame playlist on a free music streaming app such as Spotify or SoundCloud to get your guests pumped for the game. Create bets for every aspect of the game and even the halftime show. Examples are to have your guests bet who will score the first touchdown, which team will get penalized first, or even how many times Coldplay or Beyonce will mess up during the halftime show. These bets will keep everyone engaged in the game and create a competitive yet humorous vibe for the night. I hope these tips will help you throw the perfect Super Bowl party. This has been Emma Kemp with Cen10 News.
In addition to what's most watched TV event of the year, some people watch for a specific reason.
What's that, Alyssa?
The commercials. Here's Tommy and Michael with more.
I've always preferred the cream part of an Oreo. That's crazy. The cookie's the best part. Cream. Cookie. Cream. Cookie. Cream. Cookie. Cream. Cookie. Cream. Cookie.
The Super Bowl, the one time any of us actually pay attention to the commercials interrupting our football. After all, commercials of the Super Bowl are half the fun, and the advertisers pay top dollar for their chance to wow us. The first Super Bowl was January 15th, 1967, and with it came the start of many amazing and extremely pricey commercials Super Bowls brought with them. At first, a 30-second ad cost $42,000, and that price has done nothing but skyrocket over the years. Between the years 2005 and 2014, the price of these commercials rose by 75%, and all generating a total of $2.19 billion in sales. Just last year, the base price of $4.5 million for a 30-second ad has risen 11%, making this year's price as high as $5 million. Compare that to the average price of a national commercial, which is about $240,000 to $400,000 depending on the show. You start to wonder why companies are paying so much for these commercials. Is their payout really as much as they're paying? How many people are they reaching? The first Super Bowl had around 50 million views. Compare that to the Super Bowl 49, which had 114.4 million views. That's 114 followed by 6 zeros. It must be profitable, because now many companies have made it a tradition. Companies like Frito-Lay and Coca-Cola have been advertising on the Super Bowls for years. Super Bowl commercials have developed their own culture and following. They get so much hype that commercials have started making teaser trailers for them. Teaser trailers for commercials. They may be overpriced, overhyped, and sometimes cheesy, but Super Bowl commercials have become nearly as famous as the Super Bowl itself. This has been Tommy Rackers with Cen10 News.
I'm calling the cops. You guys have to stop fighting. We're the cops. Choose your side on Instagram @Oreo.
Well, that's it for this week, Titans.
Have a great weekend.